Hey guys, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about something really simple but profound, perhaps. Something that I have thought about for a good long time, and that is what I believe to be this Cold War that has existed in the dating realm between men and women, progressively worse and worse and stronger over the years that I've seen it. Between men and women in the dating realm, like I said, and it's a very sad reality to me that I think that every day that goes on and as society continues to evolve and as we continue to shape the way that we interact with the opposite sex, the situation as I see it gets worse and worse. And just to put a little context and describe what I mean by when I say Cold War is that I just see that on both sides of the coin, men and women are playing a more and more strategic and nastier and harder game with each other that ironically I believe is completely self-defeating. If it, the end of the process of dating, I think we're all looking for similar things, love, so to speak, healthy interactions with the opposite sex for positive reasons, of course. That's why we go out there and put ourselves in the dating game. But as I said, the irony there is that we're all, I think, to a large extent, doing worse and worse things to one another. We're playing, like I said, this harder and harder strategic game where the game playing just goes back and forth, and as I said, each side gets like stronger and stronger and better, quote unquote, and playing the game and utilizing strategies and doing all this stuff that, once again, it just defeats the whole purpose of trying to maintain or to attain closeness, let's say, with the opposite sex. And I think you could equate this or relate this rather to many aspects with regard to dating specifically. But I just see, like, in my personal experience, there's, let's say, like dating coaches on both sides of the men and women coin that just teach people how to play a game, how to make calculated moves, based on the other sex's behavior, and how to like punish the other sex, and how to handle all sorts of myriad of situations that arise when you're dating. And as I said, like, most of these things that we do to one another are just completely ridiculous, and it's just part of the quote unquote game that I think most of us would agree. If you've been dating any time in the past, like 10 years at least, and especially, you probably have some dissatisfaction with dating because of these things, where everybody's playing just this big old game out there, and it's really sad. And I know that since the beginning of time, as males and females have interacted, there's been, like a bit of contention, let's say, but I just see, like, as things evolve and the way we communicate with one another, and let's say, like, progressively more and more things are being done online, and it's just a advent of sharing of these strategies or the dating coaching and all this stuff that just is pumped into our brains and makes us act in a very disingenuous fashion is, I think, a large part of the problem, has fueled this Cold War that just, it's sad in a way when you step back and think about it. I believe that on a long enough time scale, males and females will no longer interact as the way they had been for a very long time. And I think it's potential there that people will just never be in committed relationships ever again at a certain point in time because of this Cold War business as I see it. And that's subject of discussion or argument, maybe for another time, as to whether or not that's good or bad for society and as the race as a whole. But just our present day, I think, once again, I do believe that we're all sort of looking for the similar things, in the sense of, we want companionship, we want a partnership of some sort, we want to be in a loving, caring, healthy relationship. And it's just, as I said, I just feel like it's progressively harder and harder to find, and it's more and more difficult to attain, like I said, because of this Cold War. And I just look at this as a very, very, very simple thing. Part of my aim and goal in communicating this is just, hope that, both males and females would, put down your guns, put down your cannons, like, disarm your, put your dogs away, disarm your weaponry, and just try to remember what it is that you're really seeking at the end of the day. And as I said, I would very much like to think that, we can all, on a long enough time scale, granted, it's something I don't think I'm ever going to see this in my lifetime. It would take generations worth of mindset change to achieve this, but it's just to get away from the large scale game playing and everything that goes on. And this, as I said, I was starting to say, this is a very, very, very simple thing in my mind, and all that it boils down to is integrity at the end of the day, and conducting yourself and handling yourself with some measure of integrity when you're out there dating people. And it's just like my thing is, I challenge everybody that might be listening to this to really think about, do you like playing the games? Do you like the present state of dating? Do you like where things are at? Do you enjoy all the crap that you've got to go through just being either a male or a female in the present day age of dating? Do you enjoy those things? And if the answer to that is no, then I challenge you to be a part of the solution as opposed to being a part of the problem, as I see it. And like I said, I'm just going to bring it back to handling yourself and having some measure of integrity. Every single little thing that you do when you're dating, if you can analyze it, look at it, and ration to yourself whether or not you're treating another person or treating a situation with a measure of integrity, then you are helping the quote-unquote problem. You're not adding to it. And this is like everything. This is just, like I said, basic integrity, treating other people with respect and dignity, not leading people on, not wasting people's time, being genuine even with your intent. And I'm not even saying like, I think this could have the potential of getting misconstrued in some ways, but I believe that you could even have a measure of integrity. I mean, let's say your intent was to never be in a committed relationship, and you just wanted to date a rotation of people, you just wanted to keep moving and just kind of have fun and sleep around, whatever, that's fine. But just being honest and upfront about that, you can still exercise a measure of integrity with your dating. If that's what you really want, and that's your intent, then just communicate that. And just, as I said, like, use in your integrity, and don't, go out there and deceive other people into thinking that you might want something else when the reality is you want what I just described. And that's just like one explicit example, let's say, but I think, that's not everybody, and the most of us are probably just looking for, a solid, committed, healthy, loving, caring relationship, somebody that like maybe someday you could eventually build a life with. I think that's, of course, like a large reason why most of us are out there dating. And like I said, this just goes back to everything. It's just every little thing that you do, if you handle yourself with integrity, this will help the problem. And I would hope that on a long enough time scale, like I said, if males and females are both kind of returning to this sentiment of integrity, or utilizing integrity in their dating, I just think this would be a lot more funner of an experience for us all in general when we're out there dating. Let's be honest, I think most of us would agree. I mean, it is excruciating, I think, in the present day and age with the way things are when you're out there dating. And it's sad, and it doesn't have to be like that, but as I said, at the end of the day, I think it is that way because of this like colder and colder war game that males and females are playing with each other, where either side is just playing dirtier and dirtier as the years go on. And that's the trend that I see. My challenge is to reverse that trend, and the answer to that, like I said, is just using integrity when you're out there dating and conducting yourself as such. So I hope that resonates with you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you all soon.